The last several videos that we shared were from Platform, and they talked about the different macronutrients that we get energy from: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. However, in order for our bodies to use the energy from those, they need to create a compound called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. That's the energy that goes to our muscles that we actually use for energy. And sometimes our body stores a little bit of ATP in it, but typically it doesn't, and it's continuing to draw on those foods in order to do that. So this chemical reaction needs to happen. Now, there's three energy systems within the body that use that ATP for energy. We have the phosphagen system, we have the anaerobic glycolysis system, and then we have the aerobic system. And the phosphagen system is work that you would do that if you were going to do anything from like a minute, that's a lie, anything from a second to 30 seconds worth of work. So basically we're looking at, if I'm a football player, I get down the line, I get ready to go, and the ball snapped, and we work for a very short period of time. So we're taking the energy in order to create the movements that we need to create in football from the phosphagen system. Then we have the anaerobic glycolysis system, and the anaerobic glycolysis system is work that's done from 30 seconds up to, I believe it's about 3 minutes. And what that looks like in reference to sports would be your middle distance sprinters. It would be soccer players who are continually going back and forth. I would say it's more specifically like midfielders. You might get some hockey players where we're constantly moving more than 30 seconds at a time. And so there's a combination of using the energy that's stored within the body or the muscles, that ATP, and then also ATP that's produced from the food that's within us, because we're extending beyond that 30-second time frame. And then the aerobic system uses the same ATP, but that's beyond anything beyond 3 minutes. Okay, so we're talking long distance runners, marathon runners, really kind of away from most athletes when we're looking at them in reference to our traditional team sports type events. So it's more, like I said, cross-country runners, marathon runners, anybody who does anything long distance. So it's really important to keep that in mind also when we're training, that we want to train in a fashion that's similar to the sport that we're going to participate in. So if I'm a football player where I'm just doing a lot of explosive movements, there's really no point for me to be running 2-3 miles every day. Same for a volleyball player, or maybe even like a sprinter is not going to want to run long distances. Then when we get into sports like soccer, there's a little more running involved, and so we want to have some sort of an aerobic base to it. But that aerobic base will taper off, and we want to condition more to the sport and the relevant movements and actions of the sport. And then obviously anything that's in that aerobic category, we're going to train specifically for that. So the three energy systems are really important, and how your body uses the fuel from the foods that we're eating, and then depending on what the activity you're doing, what sports you're playing, is depending on what the primary energy system your body is going to use. So understand that phosphagen system, that is going to be just a very short period of time, right? And then the anaerobic glycolysis is a little longer period of time, but the anaerobic glycolysis uses the phosphagen system before it kicks into the anaerobic glycolysis, and then aerobic uses both of those prior to kicking into the aerobic system. So there's a little info for you that maybe you didn't know, and how your body works and processes things, and the different energy systems that we have. All right, peace.